I'm Allison Naney with Cascade Endurance, and we're going to talk about running technique and cadence. So why does cadence matter? It's essentially to help you be less muscular demanding while you're running, and it is a little bit easier in terms of injury prevention because of the forces going through your body when you're running. So we're already always going to have a lot of force going through because we're going against gravity and we're pushing through the ground. But we want to minimize that as much as possible. If you are landing way out in front of you, you can see that all of the force that comes down when I land, and this is an uphill, so it's even a little bit less than what it would be on flat, but all of the force comes up through my body. And I have to use a lot of strength to go from here to here. And you're not actually going to be pushing off until your body is a little more upright and your center of gravity is over your hips. So the more compact your stride can be, the easier it is and the less strength it takes. And it makes it a lot easier to engage your core, fire with your glutes, and ultimately put less stress on your body. So then when you're landing here, you're able to absorb it a little bit better through your structure versus jarring giant forces coming up through the bones and then needing a lot of strength to keep you in a good alignment. So what they have found is that a typical efficient cadence is 180 foot strikes per minute, and that's both legs. So if you want to do just one, that's 90 per minute, which is then the same as three steps per second. So you can kind of set your own metronome, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I recommend just checking in what your normal cadence is and maybe practicing that cadence for 10 seconds and then letting it go. Don't worry about it. Anytime you're tweaking your running technique, you just want to do it super gradually. And you'll likely get some feedback right away. A lot of times when people start to increase your cadence, you also will increase your speed because you might be used to having a longer, lopier stride. And so then when you increase your cadence, you just do that faster. So what we're looking for is building that neuromuscular capability to do the high cadence, but still at an easy heart rate and an easy effort, so it's maintainable for long periods of time. And it's similar to if you bike ride, it's like spinning in an easier gear versus pushing a big gear, or even with a car, thinking about having a little bit higher RPMs versus, kind of slowly going up a hill in a bigger gear. So first, what it looks like if you're overstriding and kind of a lopey stride, I'm going to go past, and you can think about mostly just where my positioning of my hips and upper body is in relation to my feet. So especially on uphill, it can be hard to keep a higher cadence. So it's also a really good place to practice it because it will help you build strength a little quicker because you'll have to use your glutes. So it can be really great as a strength component as well. So what I noticed when I was doing that is that my hips were just kind of not super with it. I felt more in my legs than I did in my hips. And what we want to do is drive from our hips. So we're using our hip flexors and then using the glute to extend the hip. So alternatively, here's a quicker cadence. I'm going to try to do that 3 per second. And it is instantly easier for me to bring my core into the whole thing. So and then it feeds on itself. You're able to use your core and use your glutes, which then strengthens your core, makes it easier to use your glutes and your core, and then it just becomes a good, well-rounded stride. And then as you increase the power that you put through those quick steps, you'll increase your speed. So if you think about that at the track, like you have a quick cadence, and then when you increase the power, you'll lengthen your stride. But it's a function of increasing the power that you're putting down, not having a long stride and then trying to create less power through a long stride. And as you get more strength, even when you're at this quicker, easy effort, you'll be able to put more power down each time, and you'll build some efficiency there.